Group, and welcome everybody to another edition of the South End of Phoenix. We meet every week, and hi Eric, glad you can make it. Woohoo! And it's great to be able to get together in this way because we have common goals, and we need people to attain those goals. And what better way than to meet every week to see, look, this is what I need done, or this is what I do. If you know of somebody, and most of the people, I think, realize it, but maybe unconsciously don't know that much, that we are aware that it's not that we are going to be using some of the services that our members have. It's the many hundreds of people that we know that could use those services. So if I know of a guy that's looking for a high-end SUV, I'll go to Mike. And so this is the idea, because if you've been in business for like anything more than 5 years, you'll already have a couple of hundred clients. And as time goes on, you'll know what they need, the kind of thing. And in a conversation, something will come up. He says, "Hey, I got a gal for you," or I got a guy for you. Especially if it has anything to do with cars. Mike will sell them, and Sam will fix them. So that's the idea. So let's get a quick glimpse of how we're doing as far as the performance of how we're doing overall. Now, I'm just going to share the screen here. This is our site, pbex.ca, pbx.ca. And so if you have a new computer, you go to this hub and it has everything. Our member of the week this week is Rahel. He's our Bell's Corners group. He's our high-tech guy. He'll put a special IT bot on your computer through your website. And this way, if there is someone that goes on your site, the bot will be just like a helpful assistant on there. So you talk more about that in his video. And so, yeah, we're really excited to have Riel. He's quite amazing. He can fix things actually on the spot. I've had a couple of meetings with him, and we saw certain things that could be improved. He says, "Give me a minute," and he fixed it in front of me. So it's great to have those kinds of people that that can fix things right off the bat. So here's our Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday group. We are launching a new group on August the 7th, which is next week. By the way, next week, the other weekly members, so the Monday, Wednesday, and the Thursday morning group, there is no meeting due to the civic holiday that's on Monday. It's quite a, remember last year, not many people were able to show, either they're on holiday or in some way they're looking at, we just couldn't make it. So we just gave everybody sort of the day off. However, since it's a new group on the 7th, and it is a Thursday, so we figured we would launch this new group. It's at 1 o'clock. So if you would like to come in and say hi, or bring somebody that is really good for a meeting at noon, because that's sometimes the issue, is when they're taking kids to school or camp, or there's always something in the morning. They can't make the 8 o'clock morning meeting. So now we have one for 1 o'clock in the afternoon for 1 hour. It's the same great idea. And for the month of August, for those people, they'll have a chance to consider whether Phoenix will be a great marketing tool for their business. And so that's what we're going to try and do. So if you know somebody, this is a great time to be able to introduce them, so that we can have some new blood, new faces. And it's good to have actually members from other groups. And it doesn't matter, we have no restrictions, so 2 realtors could show up. It doesn't matter. It's sort of an open networking thing. You just have some fun. And we'll do that for about a month, and then we'll get into the exclusivity and stuff after. We just want it to be free and easy for the time being. East Trade Winds, that happens on every Tuesday. Bernie is fantastic at launching global networking, and he works very hard with his friend Wayne Pratt. in that group. So I've already met a few people on there, and they're just amazing, in that way. Facebook Live, I have a meditation every Friday at 1:30. It's August the 1st. That's tomorrow at 1:30. So we're going to be talking about how to keep your light high. The sound bathing we had last night, which was amazing. I've been getting emails all morning on that and last night. And our next one is August the 27th. The charity golf. If you want to play, just press this button, and it takes you right to the site where you could sign up for that particular golf. It's a charity golf going to the Canada Food Cupboard. If Bernie, do you have anything you want to add while we're on the subject of the golf, or Mike?
Yeah, absolutely, Tony. Well, first off, if you want to sponsor, get a hold of Mike. Mike can give you more details on that. But there's a great opportunity. You get a double tap on this. You get point of presence inside the golf tournament, as well as and play it again for Wishes tournament that's coming up in the following year. $88, 9 holes, cart, people, best ball. So if you're not a golfer, don't worry about it. And if you tend to lose your balls a lot, don't worry about it. We'll help someone find them or get you a new set. All good. Over to you, Tony.
Okay, thank you very much, Bernie. Yeah, so it's a great cause there for that. Also, we have Penny Lee with her dance. She is still with the group, actually, just that she's with another job, and she comes back at about 10 o'clock or so. So we always try and give Penny Lee some plugs there, just to continue her movement is medicine with her NIA classes. So they're amazing, and her classes are growing. And online, it's just so great to see her thrive in there. Friends Friday is sort of a potluck. Everybody gets together. Her next one is next Friday. So if you want to bring some food, and you could bring some business cards or whatever, because it's not only a good time to meet. Sometimes when people know what you do, it says, "Hey, I know of somebody that might want to do that." That's not why we're going, but that's what ends up happening. So that's what happens when we get together and people want to help. The River Lounge, we're going to be meeting, of course, on the 28th in August for that. So that's all good there. Here's all the details for to join Phoenix. There's our QR if you want to know more about us. There's the button to apply. And as far as numbers go, we're at 131,000. And I just got one 2 days ago for another $2,800. That's going to be added to that. So way to go, guys. You guys are doing great. We're right on line. We usually do about $250,000 in that area, to 225 to 250 in terms of the annual thing. And as our membership grows, at one point we were at about 600,000 in terms of annual referrals, because we had almost 100 members. That's kind of where we would like to be again. So we'll see how that happens. And really, it was never uncommon to have about 20, 30 to 40 referrals a week with this group. That's COVID did quite a thing on many of the groups. So we're looking to recapture that position again. We're at 4.9 million in terms of the overall business since 2016, and our e-cards, I know it's a lot more than that. It's just that with the new program, it's hard to determine that, but it's around 4,000 in terms of hits and that kind of thing. So we're gonna update that for you guys, and so you have an idea of where that's going. Okay, and so who'd like to do the education? Mike, do you have something, or Eric? Anybody? Yeah, Norm, you got something? Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
On the fly. Go ahead.
We're talking about internet and all the stuff we can do on internet to get business, but sometimes you got to remember old school. This is just I don't know how that's going to show up. Presentation folder, right? So you can put stuff in a presentation folder. And I was reminded of that yesterday. I went to my locksmith and I was talking to him about the high performance glass. I said, "You check my website? I don't do that stuff." We assume that everybody can use a computer. Not everybody can use a computer. So what I would do in this presentation folder, I would staple a card on the one side and put 2 extra cards on the other side, and any of the literature or the quotes I put in that presentation folder. And the guy says, well, and there's why the extra cards? And so when somebody says, where'd you get the nice door? You can give them one of those cards. I haven't sold the door yet. So assuming that they're going to do it, right? So let's look at what can you do to somebody who doesn't use a computer, is not comfortable with a computer. So that's what I used to do. I used to give the presentation folder when I was there. And when they got other quotes and they didn't have a presentation folder, they put their quotes in my presentation folder. And so it's just something to be a little bit different than the other guy. You have to be prepared to go old school as well as just using the computer and say, go on to my website. Also, the other thing is it sits on their counter maybe for a while, then one day they decide they're going to open it. So it just hangs around. You don't have to log in. It's there. Make it a color that's pertinent to your business. I just showed you a green one, but we just ordered a bunch of blue, right? So that's a thing. Prepare yourself to do old school for people because that still works. We're waiting for Tony to come back. Tony, I said, remember to go old school.
While we're on the subject, I wanted to show, this is what the Phoenix folder looks like. Okay, so when we give this to a member, you know, it opens up. Here, I'll just give you a quick look-see here. Sometimes it works better with no background. So this is the folder that we have for Phoenix, and there's the 2 folders. This is probably what you're looking at, Norm?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you
folder or even a duotang or something that has your name on it.
Yeah, the same thing that I ordered 50 of them for $40 in blue. I just ordered them this morning. They're supposed to be there tomorrow. They're not expensive. But the other thing is you can always make it yours just by stapling your card inside. We also have a stick-on label on the front, right? So you can just print that off on your computer, stick it on the front. It makes it yours. So if you're not going to be using thousands or hundreds of, right, just buy some and then make them yours by stapling your card on one side. I don't believe in those little slots. Those little slots aren't reliable. You staple it on, right? And on the other side, you put a couple of your paper clip. When I would do a presentation, they would end up with 4 of my business cards. Because when I came to the door, I handed them my business card. Who knows what hand you have to hand your business card with? What hand do you have to use to give your business card when you're at the door?
Yeah, it's so true.
The left hand. You have to present when you're at the door. Here for my appointment. Here's my card. You present it with the left hand. As you present with the right, your hand's coming out to them. They're thinking you want to shake your hand. So the protocol is present your card with the left hand when you're meeting for the first time. Right? All the little things that are different, it makes a little bit of difference.
Absolutely. The other thing you can do is if you have one of those Dymo printers, I have an electronic one, you can actually print your QR on it and stick that on it so they can use it on their phone. Again, capturing the technology of the phones and the QRs. But Norm, that's a great idea. That way, if you have many multiple offers or quotes, at least they'll go in your book. So that's a great idea. Okay, awesome. Okay, good stuff. So let's get right into our introductions, and let's start with Eric. How you doing, buddy? Oh, you no sound. We're just looking at maybe you have it on mute, or you might have your headphone plugged in. Usually you have your headphones. You might be plugged in and you won't hear it.
Check your mic
You
source.
can probably hear us, but we can't hear you. Okay, so okay, we'll come back to you in a second. Okay, Norm, let's go back to you. Yeah, because Terry's presenting today, so we'll save her. And Norm, go ahead.
So the biggest thing we're going to be doing in this coming week is emailing our repeat customers and reminding them that winter is coming, right? One of the things I do is weather stripping. If you call me in November when the cold is coming in and I have to do that weather stripping with my bare hands and it's cold, your bad planning doesn't constitute an emergency in my world. It says, I'll do it in the spring, but it's going to be cold all winter. How long have you known your door's been leaking? Well, 6 months. And you waited till it was really cold to do that. So some stuff can't be done in the cold when you need fine motor skills and if it's cold, right? So this is the thing to let your customers know. And then the other thing, we replace the glass all winter, depending whether it's inside stop or outside stops. But windows and doors, our last orders is the end of August because it takes 6 to 8 weeks for me to get product. So we don't install windows and doors in the wintertime. Window companies just do windows. They do all winter because the installers have developed bad habits that they want to eat all winter. So they'll install when there's snow on the ground. I will not install windows when there's snow on the ground because the foam doesn't work as good. Your fingers don't work as good. Nothing works as good. You don't get a proper job. So that's the thing to remember. If you have anybody that you're referring, if there's something that's going to involve some bit of outside work, it has to be done before it gets cold. Board's home maintenance repair. We fix your home and the honeydew list. We get it done.
Thank you, Norm. Andy Bams?
Well, I did a job for one of Eric's associates, right? We fixed the window for her. Had a problem with it sliding up and down, and we did that last night at 7.
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't normally do night calls, but I did it because it was for a tenant.
You're such a kind-hearted man. That's great when we need you. That's awesome. Eric, how you doing, buddy? Is your sound working?
How's this? Is this working now?
That's better. It's better. It's not as good as usual, but we can hear you.
Yeah, no, usually I have the Bose thing there, but
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one's
yeah.
the Logitech web thing. So I'm Eric Parent. I'm your real estate advisor with England Vokers Ottawa. I keep saying, it's the same thing all the time, but with interest rates having stayed and remained the same yesterday at 2.75, we have a lot of people that are having the conversation in their own heads, and they're saying, should I be moving at the end of the year? Maybe I'll make a move next year. I'm doing a lot of prospecting right now, and there's a lot of people that are saying, well, I'm thinking of moving next year. So it's interesting to see how the tides have turned a little bit. Real estate is a little bit slow-ish right now, unless somebody has a real desire to make a move. So if you do have anybody who's looking for some information for the next year, I am meeting with numerous people to try and help them in their planning for next year. So don't discount the fact that I can meet people now in order to help them make a decision in a year's time. It's still very good business, and it's extremely worthwhile business because now you're planning, you have an idea, you know what you need to do or not do. And in the meantime, right now, I know some families are crunching down in order to try and buy a house before the school year. So we have about a month and a couple of days to do that. And there are vacant homes out there. So if you have somebody who needs a little bit more of faster transaction, definitely reach out to me. In the last 2 days, I think I've had 4 meetings with 4 different families. So reach out. I'm Eric Parent, your real estate advisor with England Vokers, Ottawa.
Thank you, Eric. Okay, and so you've got you got a referral with Norm. Any other BAMs or any other action?
No BAMs, but obviously I used your services last night, Tony. We did the
Yes,
sound bathing last night. Very, very cool experience. So if anybody's even thinking about doing it, just jump right in.
Okay, yeah, it was good to see you in the sound bath. That's awesome. Okay, good stuff. And over to Mr. Mike.
Thank you, Tony. Morning, everybody. I'm Mike here representing Orr Motors located in the heart of Stittsville. And my role with Orr Motors is business and community development. Orr Motors has an extensive inventory of pre-owned vehicles and specializes in late model luxury SUVs and late model high-end pickup trucks. You know what? A lot of people hate buying a vehicle, even in some cases more than going to the dentist. And why is that? Because buying vehicles can become a dance, a back and forth, mainly containing a lot of tension. Sometimes you really feel like you're in the lion's den. So guess what? I take you out of the lion's den, which removes the tension. And how do I do that? Well, if you know somebody that might be in the market for a late model vehicle, please let me know, and I will directly introduce that individual to Fred Orr, who is the owner of Orr Motors, who will make your experience an enjoyable one. I can guarantee that. And so, Mike, representing Orr Motors, no dance required.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. Is there anything other any other things you wanted to mention? Whether it's with Play Forward for Wishes, just giving you the opportunity. And if
Great, thank you, Tony. Yeah, so first of all, BAM wise, I had a BAM this week with Susan McGarry, and she'll be joining us on the golf course. And she's never played before, so that's a great thing. She's very excited about that. And yeah, I had three referrals for Carol Lee with the Canada Food Cupboards, three donations up to $4,500 so far. And I'm working on a fourth one. So fingers crossed on that because it's a quite a substantial gift to Canada Food Cupboard. And well, a couple of golf bands with Bernie and Tony. And just why I here, instead of putting in the chat, Bernie, I think we need to set up another one maybe in the next week. A little golf chat between the three of us and Carolee and yeah, so that's what's been going on there. I'm working on something with Sam. Hopefully that'll work out with my mom concerning a backup camera because she's 86 and she has a very good vehicle with low kilometers on it. But at 86, it's hard to it's hard to turn that neck around and back up out of a parking spot. So Sam, I think, has a solution for that. So we're working on that. A little bit about the golf tournament was spoken about before. Listen, really, it's three things about this golf tournament. Number one, great public recognition for your business because with Playing It Forward for Wishes, we have two events a year. So if you just did an ordinary sponsorship for the Phoenix, which is very, very good, I must say, for what you get for the money, you get some good exposure. But Playing It Forward for Wishes will also give you recognition at their two events that they have. So in one calendar year, you will have three events that you will have signage on. You will have your logo, which connects the hyperlinks to your website on the Playing It Forward for Wishes website for one calendar year. Because a lot of people surf our website to take a look at who's giving back. Because since 2014, as volunteers, we've raised over $600,000 for the community and continuing to do a lot more. So that's number one, great visibility. Number two, we're feeding the starving. These people are hungry. You know what? We take it in a lot of cases. Listen, we don't take it for granted all the time. We're blessed that we get food or what have you, but a lot of people don't. Can't afford it, can't get it. Because of our collaborated efforts, we are going to be able to make a impact with the Canada Food Cupboard. I mean, how cool is that? The Phoenix Group. And the Phoenix is very big about giving back to the community. And third, and what's really important to me is we show respect for our founder, Tony. Tony gives, and I'm going to throw another give in there to the members. He loves the member, he loves the membership, he loves Phoenix, he loves giving back to the community. Just a wonderful, great guy all the way around. We can show him and reciprocate a little bit by doing just one of those small sponsorships and coming out to the event for 9 holes. Even if you don't golf, it doesn't matter because it's all about getting out together, what have you. A small sponsorship or whatever is going to show Tony and fill his heart, believe me, about and it'll show us as members how we respect Tony for all that he has done for us. So three things: big visibility for your business. We're feeding the hungry, and we're going to make Tony happy.
Thank you, Mike. Nice job. And over to Kat. What's happening in Scotland, Kat?
You expect me to follow Mike? Are you crazy?
You taught me that infomercial, Kat, so it's your fault.
Yeah.
She gave you
Okay.
The brightest light.
Okay, I can't compete with feeding the hungry. I can go with what Mike said, and yes, let's do it. That's the best I can do. In terms of what I want to do, I want to say something different today. Yes, I'm all about visibility and being seen and heard online, but I want to change it back up into some money, in the sense of, we've got Black Friday coming up, we've got Christmas coming up. I know it's still a couple of months away, but now's the time to plan your marketing and decide exactly what you're going to do to make that money. So what I want to do today is invite you all to have a conversation with me, completely free conversation, to work out what you can do to start making some money as we come into the winter. That's the best I've got.
Okay. Did you meet with anybody? Any BAMs? Any referrals?
Not since yesterday's, the one I gave you yesterday.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and I do have that one. Thank you.
But I do have 2 today, so ask me again next week.
Will do. It'll be the week after. There's
Okay.
no meeting next week, but
That's true.
we'll get together. And over to Susan Ebbs. How you doing, Susan? Great. It was great to see you.
Well, Tony, I've got to say thank you. That was an amazing experience last night with that sound bathing. Just amazing. I feel refreshed, and I became all sorts of animals, but I was actually those animals. I was running on the beach with my mane flowing behind me, and all sorts of things went through. So it was fantastic. Thank you again, Tony. Let's see. Susan Ebbs with Total Renewal, affiliated with melaleuca.com. And we help you to detoxify your home, take those chemicals out of the house, because those are causing us all sorts of conditions like asthma, more autism and ADHD children. It's all linked back to the chemicals in the products that we use on a daily basis. Melaleuca's products are concentrated. One I'd like to highlight today is a veggie wash or fruit wash. You can use it for either one. What happens is our food is prepared with preservatives, and we're eating those preservatives. So this wash naturally breaks down those toxins that are on the foods, makes them more succulent, more, you can taste the strawberries, they're more delicious, and it's really quite amazing what happens with the veggies and what comes off them. In regards to BAMs, of course, Tony, we had the sound bathing last night. Norm and I did business, I think now it's last month. We've got to get together. I mixed up our get together meet last week. Who else? Oh, yes. Edmund placed an order with me, and Kat and I are finally going to be able to meet after the meeting this morning. So looking forward to that, Kat. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Susan. And over to the incredible Port Stanley. Sam, how are you doing, sir?
Good, thanks, Tony. Good morning, everyone. Sam Sturz, ConnectedCars.ca, reporting in from Cottage in Port Stanley, Ontario. 2 weeks now down here so far, and one more week to go, or maybe 2, who knows. Enjoying ourselves, and as Tony mentioned, getting a suntan while we're here. Of course, today's a rainy day. I don't know if it's doing in Ottawa right now, but it rained overnight here, and it's still kind of wet, definitely wet outside, so I'm glad I'm inside right now. There's my contact information in the chat. my main thing is electronics in cars, dash cameras, and things like Mike mentioned there, backup cameras. I can do those. I can repair them. I did repair on a backup camera on a Ford Explorer the other day. I also can do that in pickup trucks. They have a tendency to go because they get water and salt affect the backup camera lens at the back of them. But I can also install brand new ones, and working with Mike's mother there, hopefully get one done on her vehicle in the future. Let's see here. Oh yeah, while we're at the cottage, so far I've had 10 people contact me, and thank goodness 8 of those 10 are going to wait until I get back from the cottage to do the work, and I appreciate that kind of dedication. I have given 2 referrals out to people that I think that needed the work done right away. So if you need something like that, I gladly try and pass along a referral before I get back. BAMS wise, let's see, Rahel, our son is working with Rahel to get the chat box done on my website. Let's see, Matt Ladard has referred his father to me. Eric Sinego has some work to be done. And as I mentioned there, Mike's mother has a vehicle without a dash camera, or sorry, without a backup camera. And definitely there's ways to get a backup camera installed on any vehicle. Just depends on what they want and where they want them located. That's it for me, Sam Sturz, ConnectedCars.ca, today's mobile electronics without the cost of the vehicle, and a lot more.
Thanks a lot, Sam. Very cool, very cool. And Mr. Bernie, Herr Bernie.
Oh, well, Mr. Tony, I am doing fantastic. It's another wonderful week, and the weather is kind of mellowed out, which is good. I don't have to lose weight just by sitting there and smiling. Creative Insight. We connect businesses, and we do it in different forms. Part of it is through the podcast, A Knack for Business. Other Property Wizard podcast is another one that I'm involved with, about understanding investing in commercial or investing in real estate. You'll notice a little pop at the bottom of the tag that is pushed out there. Rael, he did a podcast with Knack for Business, and that's part of the journey. East Trade Winds, he's been in there. He's been in several of our meetings here. He's joined our group, and that is the art of finding someone and finding where the opportunity lies, and hence why it's really handy to be part of Phoenix. You do the cross connections, and you know what? It sounds sagely advice. Kat's a good person to reach out to. So if you need help with marketing and pushing out content, there you go. You need to be able to stop on a dime. That's Mr. Sam. And obviously, if I have windows that need caulking, I'll definitely go for Norm in the middle of December. Said Norm, no. And I probably have to do a follow up with Susan about Melaleuca, because some of the products she was talking about in the presentation. We're really, I'm mindful of that. Like she was talking about phthalates and stuff like that in the dryer sheets that you can buy. You ever notice when you buy the dryer sheets, you toss it in the back of the car when you're coming back from whatever the store is? It stinks up and it irritates you. It does. And you know what? I haven't used it since. So eventually become intolerant to that type of stuff. I'm going to stop talking because you know what? I know Terry's just itching to go. She's got stories to tell and people to love. And over to you, Tony.
Okay, thank you, Bernie. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. I'll do pretty much anything to try and lighten things up. That's kind of my goal. I've looked at, somebody asked me, what is my mission? And I said, well, I guess in a nutshell, it's to lighten the planet, is to basically lighten as many people as I can. Because this is what you get when you are constantly working on yourself, keeping yourself light, because you look at every situation as a blessing. Whether somebody talks bad about you, and people have, whether somebody is cutting you off on the road and says, oh, they must be going to the hospital or something. There might be somebody in the back seat bleeding. Who knows? But no more. I used to really jump at the chance that somebody was doing something, and I was always upset and offended. But when I started looking really deeper at it, it's changed the whole spectrum. So I look at things a lot differently than I used to in my earlier years. So I guess I'm evolving, in that way. So we did our sound bath last night, which was great, and we're just getting our revolutions going for the August the 17th, which is our self-tuning class. This is where 3 tuning forks, I've got about roughly 9 international students that I'm teaching this, and there's a couple of people in Ottawa that are coming in. So we're going to be doing live and we're going to be doing virtual at the same time. You know, it's you have to do what you have to do to maybe get this message out. But that's the real crux of this, is where we're trying to lighten people, and these tuning forks will clear energy, ground you, and bring in love. That's all that we're looking for, you know, in life. And so that's we're going to show you over a 6-hour period how to do that for yourself every day. You know, it takes about 5 to 7 minutes to be able to do this. So Tony Jennis from Higher Self, we are here to raise your spirits. And I did a BAM with Wendy, the realtor in our Wednesday group. Ongoing work with Kat. She's amazing. Like every time we meet, I end up tending to do something and coordinating something. So thank you, Kat, for that. Eric Senego, ongoing business there, and Rial. Yeah, what can I talk about Rial? Rial and Josh is great people in our IT coordination, where we can get stuff done. Okay. So as far as Phoenix goes, we give one of our members an opportunity every week to try and showcase whatever that they do to heighten or bring awareness to their industry and their profession and what they do. And Terry is going to be presenting today. So Terry, you know, I've followed your progress over the last several years, and you're just shining every time. I know the obstacles you're going through, and you find a way to make things work, and I love you for it. So take it away, Terry.
Great. Thanks, Tony. So I'm Terry Black, and I am a pre-planning advisor with Dignity Memorial. And this morning, I wanted to talk about caregiving. And you're wondering, what does caregiving have to do with funeral? But, you know, in the Canadian Medical Association Journal, there are informal caregivers, and those are caregivers who are unpaid, and such as family members and volunteers. And on average, a caregiver spends 19 hours a week caring for someone that they love. And in the high intensity care, where they really need a lot more care, they spend about 30 hours. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because it does affect the caregiver's health, and the well-being. And in the journal, it says some experience distress and negative consequences, such as health issues, disruptions in social life, and increased risk of health issues. So I just wanted to share today. You're probably wondering, well, what gives you the background or experience to talk about this? Well, I've worked in with seniors for 25 plus years. I've worked in long-term care, I've worked in retirement living, and I've also worked in community support services. Plus, I was a caregiver myself to my mother. So I just wanted to share some tips and tricks to take care of yourself while you're caring for someone else. And Tony, do you mind doing the presentation? Okay, so we're going to talk about self-care strategies for caregivers of older adults, because that's my expertise, is working with older adults. So caring for yourself or caring for others. Next. The importance of self-care. Caregiving can be physically and emotionally demanding. You know, when we first start caring for our loved one, you know, we're energy, our loved one is health is failing or needs some extra help, so we end up helping. But as the needs increase, what ends up happening is that we tend to forget, because we're so absorbed in caring for the loved one and taking care of them, that we forget to take care of ourselves. So neglecting our own well-being can lead to burnout. And also, it's very physically and emotionally demanding being a caregiver, but also taking care of yourself allows you to care better for your loved one, because you're doing good, you're healthy, you're energized, and so that allows you to take care of yourself. And just think about, you know, we're on an airplane, and the stewardess is going through in case of an emergency with the oxygen masks, what do they say? They say, especially if you have a child with you, take care of yourself first. Put the oxygen on yourself first so that you can care for your child. So it's kind of the same idea. Next. So we want to prioritize our own health with regular medical checkups. A lot of times we tend to, like I say, cancel appointments because we can't get someone to help sit with our loved one. We need to get adequate sleep and rest. And, you know, I don't know if any of you have been a caregiver, but that is something that lack of sleep is a big thing. And you know what? Like, why not ask a friend to come over and stay with your loved one while you go and nap in the afternoon? Those types of things. You know, ask for help. Have healthy meals. Make sure that you're getting your nutrition that you need, as well as lots of water and hydration. And also exercise is such a huge benefit for all kinds of things, but also just walking every day, just even if it's for 20 minutes outside, and breaking it up even 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there. It's going to help you with your focus and your mental and physical and emotional well-being as well. Next. So, how many of us like to ask for help and accept help? Not too many of us, unfortunately. So we have to share our responsibilities with friends and family. You know, friends and family, when we have a loved one who's not doing well and who's ill, they want to help. And it's okay to ask for help and to accept it, because we are not Superman or Superwomen. We need help, and we cannot do it all ourselves. We can look into government funded programs. And at the end of the presentation, I have a list of some things you might want to make note of. There are government programs that might help, you know, bringing in care into the home so that you can have a bit of respite. And you can also, if you have the funds available, hire respite care or professional help. There's lots of home care agencies out there, and I have worked and recommended a few. I have a handful that I work with and recommend. So if you are something that you are considering, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to share my experience with them. Use service for meals and errands and transportation. For example, Meals on Wheels. A lot of the community support services, such as Ross, Rural Ottawa Self Support Services, who works in the rural communities, Manotick, North Gore, Osgood, Metcalfe, those areas, Greeley, as well as Western Ottawa and Canada area, and Southeast Ottawa Community Resource Center, that's right across from Billings Bridge, so all of that area, and also Eastern Ottawa Resource Center. So there's lots of services out there. You just have to locate the one that's in your area. Next. Build a support network. Like I was saying, stay connected with your friends and family. You know, still go out with friends and have another family member sit with your loved one while you go out with a friend for dinner. Still keep your connections, because the last thing you want to do is get isolated, because that's when things start emotionally and mentally and physically draining. Things start to happen. Join caregiver support groups and seek counseling if you're feeling overwhelmed. Again, those community support services that I mentioned, Ross, Eastern Ottawa, Southeast Ottawa, and Western Ottawa Community Resource Centers, they have caregiver support groups. And the nice thing too is if you have a loved one who is living with dementia, did you know the Dementia Society of Ottawa and Renfrew County has actually coaches to help support the caregivers? So that's something to keep in the back of your mind as well. And seek counseling, like I said, if you're feeling overwhelmed, taking care of your emotional and mental health as well. Next. Take breaks. Schedule regular me times. Take that time to, like I say, go for that walk. Go for dinner with your friend. Go to a movie with a friend. I have a cousin who's she's older, well, quite a few years older than me, and her husband has dementia. So sometimes I go and sit with her husband while she goes out with her sister for dinner or for a friend to a movie, like those types of things. So Yeah, schedule it and just ask for help. It's okay. Use the 15-minute rule. Do something you enjoy daily. So take 15 minutes a day to do something you do that you enjoy, even if it's a quick bath, reading a book, just like anything you enjoy. Just take 15 minutes a day when you are a caregiver to do something for you. Plan days off or short getaways when possible. Again, ask for help and plan those days ahead of time. Next, manage your stress. Practice deep breathing or mindfulness. There's lots of exercises and things that are available on the internet nowadays. And also journaling. Some people find that very therapeutic. Journaling your thoughts and feelings so that you're releasing what you're feeling and what you're thinking. Or even talking to a friend, release it so that you're not carrying all those burdens and all those thoughts and feelings. Listen to music, podcasts, or uplifting content, something to feed your mind and your soul. Next, stay connected to yourself. Pursue your hobbies, like I say, your passions. Continue as much as possible doing you, living your life as you did before you were a caregiver. Stay active in your faith or social groups. That's very important to stay connected with people and continue working towards your personal goals. Next, plan ahead and educate yourself. So when a loved one is diagnosed with an illness, a terminal illness especially, learn about the condition and what to expect so that you can prepare yourself mentally as well. Know the available resources and community programs. Usually the physician can provide you with information and AI and internet is wonderful, but just go to the practicing professionals for resources and things like that. Don't self-diagnose, don't listen to other things, just go right to the source so that you know exactly what you're dealing with. Ask the doctor questions, write down your questions. And when you meet with the doctor, with your loved one, ask these questions, ask the questions that you have so that you have clarity, peace of mind, and kind of know what to expect in the future. It's also important to organize your legal, financial, and care documents, such as your power of attorneys. So there are 2 powers of attorney. One is for finances that can help look after the financial aspect of somebody's personal well-being, and also health. So somebody who can, when their loved one or client cannot make decisions for themselves any longer, the POA for health will be able to make those medical decisions for them. So there's 2 powers of attorney that need to be appointed. Also, your legal will, that's important to have in place, and also your funeral pre-planning so that the burdens and emotional and financial burdens are taken away from your family. Everything's taken care of. That's very important. Next, show yourself compassion. Be easy on yourself. Love yourself. Acknowledge that you're doing your best. Celebrate your small victories. Celebrate the little things that you do for yourself and things that you accomplish for yourself. And always, always, always treat yourself with love and kindness. Next. So here are some resources, and always remember, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So it is so important to stay connected, to reach out for help, to educate yourself, and to still live the life that you had before you were a caregiver as much as possible. So here are, remember I mentioned this government-funded program. So it used to be called CCAC, then the LIN, then Home and Community Care, and now it's called Healthcare at Home. And there's the link. We're part of the Champlain region. And so you can, if you want, they usually do AM and PM care, so they can put those services into your home. So if somebody is needing help getting up in the morning and bathing and help getting to bed at night, that's also something that they can do that is funded by the government so that you can, call and have an assessment done for your loved one. And then they can take it from there. They'll provide the number of hours that are qualified and all that stuff. And also it's so important to be part of that if your loved one does need the care, because later on down the road, if you can no longer care for your loved one at home safely and they have to go into a long-term care home, then you're already part of the health care at home program that manages the long-term care list as well, and getting people into the long-term care home. So it's very important. The number there is 310-2222. You do not have to dial 613 first. So it's 310-2222 to reach them. And you can always just call and ask questions and what kind of services they provide and things like that. Dementia Society of Ottawa and Renfrew County, like I mentioned, they are an amazing, amazing organization for people living with dementia and also the caregiver support that they offer. Like I mentioned earlier, they have coaches that support the caregivers caring for loved ones living with dementia. And then this website is amazing. It's a Champlain Healthline. It lists all kinds of connections, all kinds of organizations to support. Like there's a section for seniors and children and all kinds of different organizations that you may need to look up. So also take note of that. That website is amazing. Okay, and it's going to be very helpful down the road. Next. So thank you for your time. Feel free to reach out with any questions. And I'm Terry Black with Dignity Memorial, and I'm here to help you and your loved ones with pre-planning as well as answering any questions with respect to caregiving. Thanks so much. Any questions? Everyone's so quiet.
I noticed that if you have a big family, I mean, you can, if you have brothers and sisters that could, take shifts in taking care of mom or dad or whatever. But if you're just alone and if there's not many people you can go to, because I hear a lot that it always seems to fall on me. They're by themselves, or maybe they're in Vancouver or they're in Minnesota or someplace, and they just don't have access to. Is there anything that they can get help? Because I know there are some services that people will come just to sit with your loved one and.
Yeah, so I mean, those are more probably if somebody's living out of the city, out of the country, and wanting someone to care for their loved one, like to spend time with them. Yes, there are people that do that specifically. There are home support companies that offer that service as well. Like I say, I work with a handful that I know. Senior Solutions is a great one for that. And also, if you are in Ottawa and feeling alone, the reason why they do that is because they don't reach out and they don't ask for help. That's what I find. So the thing is that when a loved one is diagnosed with an illness, look into, like I say, educate yourself. Look into that. The organization that supports that illness, because there are, like, there's Canadian Cancer Society, the Dementia Society for Dementia, all those different things. Reach out to the organization that supports that illness and see what kind of help they can offer. Because I believe as well, the Dementia Society may have a program that actually goes in and stays with like a visitor to the person with dementia. So different organizations like that. So the Champlain Healthline link that I gave you, that will help with finding lots of resources.
Okay, Terry, thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was great. And if you guys want to talk to Terry more about this, schedule a BAM with her. She'd be more than happy to go over some of the things. And we're right at the top of the hour at exactly 9 o'clock. So, Bernie, do you have your quote handy?
Well, oddly enough, yes. And just going to open it up, and here it is. Oh, a mind is like a parachute. If it doesn't work, it is not open. Frank Zappa.
Right on. Okay. And for those that are watching on LinkedIn or on Facebook Live, thank you for joining with us. And we'll hope to see you in a couple of weeks. There's no meeting for next week, but we will have our new meeting for the new group launching on Thursday at 1 o'clock. So we'll give you some more information about that, or we'll see you there. Okay, if you have a business, definitely reach out. There is no cost for the first month, just to sort of launch this group, and we'll see you when you get back. Okay. Until then,